I'm going to 100% Mario Kart World. This not only means I need to win every cup and knockout tour with perfect scores, but I'll have to beat 30 staff ghosts in time trials, unlock every karting character along with their costumes, and then I'll have to search in free roam for 394 P-switches, 150 panels, and 200 Peach Medallions. First Grand Prix, the Mushroom Cup, starting with the deserty version of the Mario Brothers circuit. Excuse me, what is this doing on me? I don't need no smart steering, Nintendo. Jeez, always holding my hand when I just want to grind and go off-roading to take shortcuts. Oh no, there's a drop up ahead. Deploy wings. Veer left, Mario. There's another ramp. With it, first place will be within our sights. All that's left to do is mushroom boost past the monkey, and my first race is won. On to the next course, Crown City. Instead of beginning in the usual fashion, we keep rolling on. This led me to a bad start because I thought we were already going, so I was holding A the whole time. Therefore, no boost for me. Plus, I stupidly steered right for a Yoshi meal and missed it like a noob. 18th place, I've got some catching up to do. What's interesting about Mario Kart World's Grand Prix is it takes a while until you get to the next destination. Like looky here, we're just now getting into Crown City, but we're already halfway done with lap 2. After risking my life grinding and almost falling off a scare-scraper thanks to a red shell, I unfortunately finished second. The third race, I know what to do. Not hitting the gas until the 2 appears and I'm off to a better start. While others try to escape from the city, I embrace it with a meal. Alright, let's see what this hamburger does. A new Mario skin. That totally makes sense. And am I in the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles featuring Steve Martin and John Candy? If I want to get home for Thanksgiving in time, I'm gonna hop in place on this rail to increase my speed. By the way, don't take that tip as a fact. I've only been playing this game for 7 minutes. I mean, it does seem to be working though, as I eventually passed the Koopa Troopa on my way up to Whistletop Summit. Whatever gets me a win. Now we gotta make it back down if we want to make it to the second of 8 laps. I thought we were going to backtrack everywhere before getting to the DK Spaceport, but nope, there it is. With 6 laps to go, this is how the original Donkey Kong game would have looked if it was made in 2081 as opposed to 1981. Rather than 1 barrel lane each steel beam, here there are 4, with bouncy pads. Needless to say, these laps are more like sections of the track. As I climb up to the Robo King, I see more barrels, more rails, corridors, and then the finale at the top facing Robo DK head on. He may look advanced, but his aim is terrible and the projectiles are easy to weave past, allowing me to take the win. I may have won the gold trophy and unlocked Donkey Kong, who oddly wasn't playable from the start, but I only got 2 stars. In order to 100%, I need 3. Thankfully, my high score in 150cc copies over to the slower classes as well. However, I do need to replay the whole cup again and get first place on every track to get 3 stars. Don't worry, I'll only share 2 highlights. The first being somebody summoned Kamek, who transformed me into Nabbit, and he carpet bombed us. The second course was where I lost last time, so I was determined to win no matter who got hurt. Sayonara, DK! What kind of red shell was that? I didn't mean to kill him. Apparently, exploding deaths during karting is nothing new in the Mario universe. So while I wait for the jury's verdict, I go free roaming for a bit. And I gotta be honest, I thought it was kind of lackluster. Like, there is stuff to do, I guess, such as waiting for water to spout to get a Peach Medallion on a roof, opportunities to nab food I missed for new costumes, and P-switches that offer a variety of challenges. But man, is it boring to look around for everything. I know it scratches the itch for some people, it's just not for me. I'd rather discover more of the world through the races than come back to this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I do hope I end up liking it after I 100% everything else. For now, the only trial I'm sentenced to is time trials. Luigi, you're up. Every level has a Nintendo employee to beat in the form of a ghost. I was sure the early stages would be easy, especially with simple shortcuts. Until in the corner of my eye, I saw Eric nonchalantly grinding on a pipe up high. I of course copy him and save my mushroom during my next attempt and proceed to beat him. These time trials are also a great way to see the tracks in their 3-lap forms, and you can learn a lot from the ghosts. Overall, Crown City wasn't too bad. I did figure out that I could charge a jump without being on a rail, plus it gives me a boost. That along with collecting coins up to a max of 20 not only increased my top speed leading me to victory, the gold unlocked new vehicles as well. I let Yoshi pilot the most recent addition at Whistletop Summit versus Union. This may have not been the best time for a change because I spent almost an hour and a half here. Mind you, it is 2:30 in the morning. Why am I playing until 4 a.m.? Well, because I just got my Switch 2 at a midnight release and I couldn't help myself. It should go without saying that I was tired. That is in no way a slight to Union, though. This lady is a monster, and if you give her an inch, she'll go a mile ahead of you. She very well could be this game's secret final boss, especially when she steals the win right at the very end. Let me save you an hour and a half of fails and show you how I beat them. First step, coins, coins, coins. Especially on the first lap when you have poor top speed. But not all coins. Sometimes a tight turn is more beneficial, shaving off precious seconds. I only maxed out at 11, said screw the railroad toward the end, and drifted efficiently until it came time for the only shortcut I took each lap. It's 4 a.m., but I can go to bed with this burden lifted. 4 hours later, I am well rested and Pauline takes the wheel against a ghost of herself. You could say I'm being somewhat of a copycat. I did nothing special this round, yet won on my first try. That went way better than the last match. It's time to get back to the Grand Prix, this one being the Flower Cup. Peach blasts off at the start of Desert Hills, dashes past the running man, jumps into the flying man, and negates a blue shell with a super horde. That's what I'm talking about. No!
Don't say it. Don't you say it.
Left.
Come on!
Daisy drafted past me. That was humiliating. That was criminal. That is a dolphin riding a motorcycle. Green shell. I missed. What? You can attack the stage hazards? That's a point for interactivity. Leaving Nevada, the princess orders a quick snack. And somehow Peach looks even hotter after eating food while the rest of us turn into fatties. There's Daisy trying to steal victory from us again. Aim, Peach. Fire! Now enter Shy Guy Bazaar and take over the Orange Princess's castle in Sarasa Land. Or just sit there and watch as Daisy reclaims her land doing stylish tricks and beats us. Why am I playing as the inferior princess when we have the highest of all royalty among our race? That's right, it's what we all paid $80 for, Princess Cow.
Look at all that meat.
Now move over, everyone. You know, whenever there is a cow, I've been calling him Jerry. But you know, all cows are female, so it can't look anything like a Jerry.
Sure, and you must look exactly like Jerry.
Maybe we do look a little like each other.
No, what do you know about what you look like?
Oh well, Princess Jerry it is. I'm not gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
She's a heavyweighter, which means she's got a faster top speed than most. Just look at that lead. Could this be my new main? Unfortunately, not for this video. You see, when I pick up some food, Jerry eats the food and nothing happens. This is disappointing because although Jerry is an absolute unit with her swiftness, I need to stick to real people to unlock skins. Luckily, we are still graced by our presence for 2 more races. During the connecting portion, I got to throw out a coin shell for the first time, and it does what its name implies, leaving a trail of coins. That should be enough saved to purchase a ticket into Wario Stadium, featuring dirt bike-like ramps. We may already be on the 3rd lap, but Wario Stadium happens to have one of the longest loops in the game, so it works out well in my opinion. Jerry takes the lead as usual, of course, until Daisy tries to pull a fast one. Haha, not so fast. Ah, Kamek again. Looks like Chargin' Chuck takes all the credit. Exiting early before parking traffic happens, Chain Chomps roll the streets. Question blocks now appear on some levels that give a couple coins when hit, and the new path forward takes us up, up, up to the skies where we must invade the airship fortress. This is Black and White Leader standing by. This is not a drill. Multiple bonsai bills incoming. Afterwards, nothing to see except some manhole covers.
It's a trap!
Ah, Monty Mole, you screwed me! Now I have to catch up from 3rd place, which does not happen, and I lose. Forget you, Jerry. Hello, Daisy. Time to heat things up if you know what I... All right, stop the footage already. Why does Wario have butterfly wings?
Meine Wings! Oh, they're beautiful!
One cool thing I noticed this go around is that after lightning strikes, it keeps raining for a bit afterwards. Of course, I'm playing as Daisy when this happens. I am then punished for saying such a statement.
All right, that's good. Okay. All right, Okay, that's good. It's enough slices!
I'm in 24th place. Never thought I'd say that in my life. At least some phenomenal items come from it. Out of the way, coming through. 11th place already, that is busted. And now I have the gold mushroom. Once I took back the lead, I kept it and celebrated with some takeout on the next course. Just when I thought Daisy couldn't be more precious. Pay attention, Andrew. Guess what? You just lost again. Okay, I'm sick of this. Time to drive something with high acceleration since I keep getting pelted by blue shells for being in first so often. The rubber banding seems crazy compared to previous iterations. I mean, it's gotta be with 24 players. Or maybe I just suck, having missed with every single one of my ice balls. Nonetheless, the high acceleration build paid off and earned me 3 stars. At last, I can move on to the time trials. And these are not going to take nearly as long as the previous set. In fact, it's already lap 3 and I still have all my mushrooms in hand. Well, might as well use them cause I'm behind. And what do you know? I've beaten the first course in a matter of minutes. Shy Guy Bazaar wasn't too bad either. I did restart multiple times because I wanted a good coin start without screwing up. I didn't need many, but once I had my fill, I boosted perfectly through sand corners until I didn't. Drifted flawlessly throughout the alleys, timing each turn with precision until I didn't. And yet I somehow still won. At Wario Stadium, it feels wrong, but I'm rebelling as Waluigi here. This was the only track I struggled with in the Flower Cup. Around here was when Steven would gain a noticeable lead that was hard to make up for. Just around the corner, though, was the answer. A super sharp turn that needed some practice to pull off effectively. Cutting off that much time would surely give me the W, but I needed a different vehicle. The Rob Hogg bike. Actually, just any bike that could pivot as sharp as a knife. And even then, I needed to practice my forte. 10 minutes later, and I had performed a much improved, not 1, not 2, but 3 curves that still totally weren't nailed, yet they were enough for victory. Airship Fortress was the easiest of the bunch. I beat it first try, and I'm attributing that to my very tight circling down this one tower. GG's, ghosts. Who to pick for the Star Cup? What would Grug do? This can't be real. The car is called Lil Dumpy?
Well, this is going to be my personality for the rest of my life.
I had to go with it. Toad in a Little Dumpy?
Release the baby!
Get, Sandy, go!
I call it Rad. Rhymes with Grug. And that won't be the last time we'll be hearing Release the Baby. In fact, I'll heart every comment that says Release the Baby! Don't believe me? Only one way to find out. Anyway, DK Pass is looking like a standard snow stage to me. It honestly looks underwhelming compared to DK Summit from Mario Kart Wii. Anyone who prefers this to the half pipe has gotta be trolling. I will say this, the atmosphere at night with the moose and the glowing log cabins is a nice touch, proving leaving DK Pass was the right call. On the way to Starview Peak, we go up against the grain of a ski slope. Leaving DK Pass just keeps getting better. Right as we're entering the majestic palace, Kamek casts a singing spell. Do you wanna be a snowman? Watch out for those snowy pokies. I hate them all to my core. Open up the door. Andrew, the curse is gone. You can stop singing. Rude. But what if I told you I didn't know what to say during this ascent? Ooh, Yeah, I got nothing. Place looks pretty though. And talk about a glamorous, lazy river. Did Rosalina buy the house like this, or did she install it after moving in? Anyhow, they brought back Sky High Sunday. It looks more like Sherbet Land from Mario Kart Double Dash to me. Even the music is from that era. And penguins. Gee, these interconnecting roads are their own levels themselves. There's the ice cream shop. Yeah, this now looks exactly like Sky High Sunday. Everything is just how I remember it being. I'm a penguin. Kamek is summoning more flightless birds. This isn't how I remember Sky High Sunday at all. On to the next one, we traverse through Sherbet Land again to reach the Star Cup's final destination, Wario Shipyard. Listen up, people born in the 80s. This is the closest you're ever going to get to another wave race again. Unlike the first course of this cup, I'm a big fan of when a level differentiates itself into a playstyle that could be its own game, yet still feels like a Mario Kart track. Aside from boarding the ship, walking the cannon plank, and at the end, this stage is mostly done riding a speedboat. Oh shoot! Focus, Andrew! We're going to have to start over if we lose! Photo finish! Toad and Lil Dumpy win it all! We didn't even mention winning the previous races because this combo is that dominant. 3 stars, making this the first Grand Prix I didn't have to retry, and fittingly, Rosalina is unlocked. But I'm sorry, Your Highness. Toad taking a little dump may just be my thing.
What did he say?
The question at hand is, can they make short work of the time trials? It only took 3 tries on DK Summit and consistent use of the last shortcut to beat the ghost of Christmas shyness. Highness. 2 attempts at Starview Peak, which I won the same way after finding my preferred shortcut. But for Sky High Sunday, I observed during the first scrimmage to mimic the Ghost's preferred shortcut, which I then copied and sat in awe that my opponent didn't execute it every lap, essentially giving away the race. Hey, I take those. Finishing off at Wario Shipyard, you guessed it, I narrowed down the shortcut I liked and repeated it every lap. This entire Cup's trials took less than 15 minutes. Toad's little dump is on a roll. I can't stop the streak. We gotta keep the momentum in the Shell Cup. Oh, I should have checked the calendar before coming to Koopa Troopa Beach. It's spring break week. Can you people put on your tops? This is a family game. Back in my day, these waters were so high you couldn't see the sand. Now the poor cheap cheaps are suffering. We used to be able to ride the waves here like Wario Shipyard. Whoa there, Toad, ease back. Let Lakitu take a beating. It sucks, huh? On an unrelated note, the feather has been nerfed. In Mario Kart 8, it would give you a boost after landing. Now it just slows you down. I could have lapped Spike if I had kept my momentum. DJ KT in the house! If you listen closely, you can hear he's trying to pump everybody up with a shot of EDM adrenaline.
Drop the beat.
Okay, you got me. I'm a fan of DJ KT. Sadly, my time in the sun is already over. What land have we anchored to now? There's aggressive armadillos? Elephants? Is that Marty the zebra? A faraway oasis? We must be in...
San Diego.
Idiot. We're obviously in Manhattan. Wait, why are all you at home shaking your heads in disagreement? Ah, no, I got distracted and I'm going to lose the race. Did that fall off the waterfall actually help me? Woohoo! No reset. Bye, Melvin. Hope you find your way to the Manhattan Zoo. Get off the street. You want to be roadkill? Hold up. This is looking like Mushroom Bridge from Double Dash. Are we on Mushroom Bridge? No, this bridge is way too big. Golden Gate Bridge? Nah, still too small. How long is this thing? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's operating this overpass? It keeps going and going and going and going and going. We're here in Crown City? Wasn't this in an earlier cup? Coming in a different way and at rush hour is giving me Toad's Turnpike vibes. Seeing the skate park too, I'm pretty sure we are going backwards. Well, that was fun, I guess, for the one lap that wasn't on the bridge. Dear little dump, please come to the stadium. I baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Please no bridges on the way. Please no bridges on the way. Oh crap, a blue show. Hurry, get rid of the shows. I'm going ghost. Oh, never mind. I'm in second place. First now, my luck has had great timing lately. Of course, we all know it's not really luck. It's the Lil Dumpy. A boost pad right after being shocked. Excellent. The rest is smooth sailing as Peach's Stadium is more accurately a road circling Peach's Stadium. Right when you get to the entrance, it's done. That's it. A perfect score on the first go again, and Lakitu is here on his camera break. And in even better news, I'm just gonna let you know right off the bat, Toad demolishes the time trials. You know what I noticed about Koopa Troopa Beach? It's a 5-lap course that goes around in a small circle. It's pretty much Baby Park. No, it's Toddler Park. Get it? Because it's ever so slightly more advanced than Baby Park? Like and subscribe right now. You know I earned it. Faraway Oasis was the only one that gave me trouble for a few minutes. Mostly due to my incompetence you see on screen right now. Figuring out the right shortcut didn't solve the rest of the puzzle either. I needed to time it better because Maria would slide right in at the end. Well, why don't I just copy her, you may ask? It's not the Lil Dumpy way. Here's a little nugget of knowledge that is. Jump boosting when emerging from the water. Every little bit helps. 2 per lap equals 6 total. That's a game changer. Add timing the shortcut correctly to the list, and you got yourself a winner. Crown City has already been done thanks to my previous efforts. Thus, it was on to Peach Stadium, and I gotta say, the standard 3-lap version of this course looks unidentical to the connected one I raced in the Grand Prix. If I could only have one, this would be it hands down. But it's a nice perk to have both options. Concerning my opponent, Toad is a misogynistic old man who won't give Toadette a chance. I wanted a closer bout, but he said no. We had mushrooms to spare, so we sporadically used them here, there, and one more for good measure. Easy peasy. Sticking to what works in the Banana Cup, Toad redeems his vacation voucher to Peach Beach from his tournament points. My, princess, I love what you've done to the place. The way you converted the roofs to handle the weight of vehicles and how you got the okay from residents to sign off on constant clattering is out of my wheelhouse. No way, the local government approved your own municipal airport? Does it fly to LAX? If I could just input one piece of legislation, it would be your humble servant Toad doesn't get absolutely Mario Kart carded. I believe in you, though. I pray the hail Peach and she sends forth a blue shell, netting me triumphant. Exiting Peach Beach en route to Salty Speedway, Cataquack swarmed the tourists. I know this game lets you drive as ridiculous animals, but those would be preposterous. Though they may be greedy, I give crabs a pass. Goombas need all they can get with no arms. And what am I doing talking about animal drivers when I should be enjoying the canals of Venice? Oh, hi, Kamek. What do you have in store for me this time? A Cataquack? This is preposterous. How'd it fit in the cart? Wait, I'm your own kind! Thankfully, I was well ahead during the final long stretch. Boosted in place to maintain position and went on to the third leg of the trip. And it is going to be a long commute, so I better grab a hamburger along the way. Burger Bud Toad. Oh, it's been hours since I've had a meal. All I've been doing is playing the Switch too.
Excuse me. You're biting my butt.
I need a break. Are we there yet?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Dino Park. Before, we were on Salty Speedway. What's next? New York? Great question. Block Ruins. T-Rex does not approve of dad jokes. Piranha plants? We must be getting back to the normal part of the Mario universe. Scratch what I just said. This is anything but that. Put your hands up. We're going to the great beyond. Does that mean all these toads on the sidelines are deceased? As for the course itself, I'll get more into it during the time trial portion. I see you. Don't think I can't see you. I'm all over the place. You could say this Grand Prix was bananas. Toad/Lil Dumpy winning them all first try again is insane. Birdo is unlocked, and I'm hoping the upcoming Nintendo employee races will pass by like a beach breeze. I start off strong with a maxed off charge jump, giving me the edge early, and I continually implement them given any opportunity to do so. That with great positioning to attain more jump boosts keep me in the lead. Here is a third max charge jump, a fourth which I think is my last before boosting, obliterating cargo, and I still have 2 mushrooms left with the resort coming to a close. Let 'em rip, Lil Dumpy. We gotta move on. My performance on Salty Speedway was a mess. I first watched to see what the ghost did, but disagreed immediately. I believed this route was the solution. However, this first attempt was definitely not. The second didn't seem promising either, but I listened to my gut and stuck to it. Would the shortcut I craved fill in the gap? Not exactly. Yet. I felt like a buffoon for not restarting, but my gut kept telling me otherwise. Gerald is doing all these nifty tricks. Shouldn't I just give up? Oh, now look who's going this way. Ugh, I'm still behind. Why am I wasting my time? All of a sudden, the Mario Kart gods blessed me with something. How are we now right behind Gerald? Don't ask questions, Toad. Time to haul out, Lil Dumpy. Turns out I did save time with only 2 attempts. The story at Dino Park isn't as miraculous as the last, which is ironic because there are literally dinosaurs roaming the earth here. I had to quit once because...
Then my head hit the wall. Boom.
Watch out, Toad, or you'll be the T-Rex's dinner! A sign may stop me, but a bite from a dinosaur? No problem. Although this trial took longer to beat than the last, the answer to winning here wasn't anything special. Just had to optimize every boost, whether that be via drifting, atop the mini geysers, ramps, turns, whatever. Just play good and you'll win this one. Great Question Block Ruins proved to be the most questionable of the group. Pun intended. I did not know what I was doing in the slightest. Trying to do the right thing made it worse. I'd see Frank take to the clouds, so it's probably best if I do the same, right? Well, it's going to take some practice before we see some results. A few minutes in, I had determined my route. However, even when I knew what I wanted to do, it didn't always go well. I needed to get the timing right for multiple parts 3 laps in a row. Luckily, some segments, if missed, weren't as punishing, but I couldn't let it happen every lap. If done good enough, Frank could take that shortcut toward the end, and I would be fine. 13 minutes later, I believed I was ready. I had the beginning shortcut nailed down to a T. Look at that. My boosting, my aim, my perfect landing on the rail. What could go wrong? A flawed human playing a video game. That's what could go wrong. I didn't have enough speed to secure the rail the second go-around, but I should be fine. Heading into the final loop, I realized my coin collecting could have been better, yet I persevered, nailing the shortcut. Am I devolving? How am I getting worse? You know what? Screw it. I'm taking the safe route. I've never been this far ahead and I don't want to blow it. All I can do is wait and see if Gerald's shortcut will give him enough ground to pass me, which thank heavens it didn't. Time to leave all that behind in the next cup. It's been a while since time trials took me that long. Hopefully the upcoming ones won't. I blew my engine. This may be a terrible kickoff, but nothing stops the dumper. See? Told ya! Oh, I forgot to show the course. We'll get back to it, I promise. Right now, I'm avoiding the chaos of bad guys hanging out in the back of trucks. Like, what is this fire piranha plant doing? Thinking it's riding the back of a warthog. Then there's these womps disguised as ramps. On the third lap, we reach our destination, Dandelion Depths. Once you get down into the, well, depths, it's a beautiful location and quite the water ride. Kamek turns me into a swoop. Then I got third place. Wait, third place? Toad and Lil Dumpy experienced their first loss. I guess it's time to give up on them and try someone else. How about Rosalina on a cute scoop? And we're off to a bad start again at Cheap Cheap Falls. Oh yeah, I forgot to show off this level last time. There's the Cheap Cheap Falls. Here's behind the falls. In boat mode, we surf down the rapids where I pull off a superb turn, putting me ahead of the pack. And I'm personally a fan of the architecture. That's pretty much it. No wonder I win this every time, even starting at 24th place. Going back up to the Dandelions, Rosalina faces a head-on collision. Dang, girl. Your face was against the ground and you rubbed it off like it was nothing. Unfortunately, the Galaxy Princess's toughness didn't make up for her lack of natural acceleration due to her weight. I'm not fat-phobic. It's just how the world works. Admittedly, I'm to blame for the fall, but I'm not at fault for red shells that are guaranteed to whack us multiple times per race, and Rosalina can't pick up the pace fast enough, resulting in a second loss at around the same point. If only Rosalina could relive her younger glory days.
Release the baby!
Same spot, but totally different outcome. The babies have great recovery in a 24-player frenzy. I'm just glad we can move on. Let's commemorate the third track with a meal. Popcorn and soda for a baby turns Rosa into a tween girl. That's America for you. And what does every tween want to do on a Friday night after a high school football game? They traverse through the spooky woods, claim they see ghosts, then cry at the movie theaters after their middle school boyfriend doesn't show up. Hey, I wouldn't either. This is Boo Cinema. One lonely ticket for Twilight New Dawn Part 2, please. Featuring Princess Peach. Not Kristen Stewart? King Boo, do you even have Peach's permission to use her likeness? This could possibly be some AI crap. Toadstool should at least earn royalties for it. Was that supposed to be a frightening jump scare? If you want something that scared millennials as kids, get that piano from Mario 64. Don't look back, baby Rosa. Keep running. Oh, we won. But we still need to get out of this haunted zip code. We are blessed that the boos don't attack us unless they are aggravated. The end of the docks are in sight. However, we're not out of the woods yet. As a matter of fact, we have quite a bit of woods throughout our expedition. Isn't the next place Drybone's Burnout? Please don't tell me this sweet forest is going down in a wildfire. Guess we won't find out because the interconnecting level is over and Drybone's Burnout is just up ahead. It appears the mental health of Bob-Bombs are at an all-time low. Look at them all strapped to cars like kamikaze pilots. Must be the burnout from all this high-temperature lava. Could you imagine working in an environment that could light your fuse at any second? I sure can, having just been smacked down a floor by a red shell. I shouldn't complain though, since victory was effortless thanks to baby Rosalina and the apropos King Boo appears. He'll be left undead as I escort Her Majesty to take a little dump on the time trials. The reverse happens as Masako the Cheap Cheap crop dusts me when I'm trying to figure out my methods. Or sometimes the Cheap Cheap is being cheap using their family to attack me mid-course. It's not perfect, but I do finally make that turn safely, and though I may be lagging a little, the land right beside the audience makes for a convenient shortcut. Doesn't punish you either if you make a minute mistake. Winner, winner, fish flopping dinner. For Dandelion Depths, I didn't do anything crazy. Won on my first attempt. When I heard the new Demon Slayer movie was out in theaters early, I raced to the Boo Cinema. Turns out I was lied to by a politician. Who would have known that could happen? In all seriousness, I kept forgetting this old raggedy floor was no good terrain. Then I tried to pull a fast one soaring above the movie seats. Unlike my local theater, security does their job here. Aside from those hiccups, I ghost busted this haunted mansion with ease. Similar to many trials, I wasn't exemplary. Yet I did enough just right to keep a lead even without a coin-filled purse. Swoop! There it is! On theme with a lot of the fourth stages in a cup, Dry Bones Burnout was where I spent most of my time. I learned you can go into the lava, but one shouldn't stay in for too long. There were moments where I'd be cruising along just fine, then all of a sudden my sense of control would go out the window. On the bright side, nothing fancy needed to be learned. It was more about refining my turns, and not falling off like a moron. Sometimes I wonder how I win these things. At first, I have a great plan on how I'm going to expend every mushroom. Then this happens.
Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Now I can't blast through the lava here. Fortunately, I had only planned to do that once. The rest are to be applied right after each lap. Doesn't seem the best, but it worked for me. I give full credit to the tight turn here while the ghost is doing who knows what over there. All that's left is the lightning cup. As if anyone believes that. In case it's the last cup, I want baby Daisy to do the honors.
Release the baby!
Moo Moo Meadows must be Nintendo's cash cow because I just more than doubled my investment with a coin box. Make way for the Dairy Queen. Is it just me or are the cows much better behaved than before and not crowding the roads as much as they did in earlier Mario Kart titles? I know it's not the biggest deal in the world. I just want my retro levels to have more life to them rather than a long stretched out road. I mean, we're still in Moo Moo Meadows and it's the second track. Now we're in Piranha Plant Prairie.
No thanks, I choose life.
Upon seeing the base of Choco Mountain, I could have sworn I was seeing an oil field operation going on. It's chocolate though, right? They wouldn't let a child swim in it if it wasn't. On the other hand, I wouldn't be surprised if Charge and Chucks were in on the conspiracy. What is for sure is that Choco Mountain has most certainly been industrialized. Gone are the days of the natural chocolate terrain. Off in the distance, you can see the dastardly Bowser's Castle awaiting our arrival. But like any road trip, first we must face construction. We gotta check out Toad's Factory. It's one of the top tourist attractions in the Mushroom Kingdom. Aw man, I'm in 6th place and I'm on the incorrect conveyor belt. Come on, Super Horn Range, don't fail me now. Gosh dang it! What are you dancing for? We lost! And it doesn't get any better for a while. Since we're not driving Lil Dumpy, our luck is at rock bottom. I missed beating Grand Prix the first time with Toad. It doesn't help when I'm still unfamiliar with the out-of-bounds restrictions. And then when I do make it back to Toad's Factory, Bowser Jr. reveals he was trained by Tony Hawk. A very small plus to all these replays is I found an acceptable use for the feather. Yeah, who cares? What I want to know is why the CPUs are so sweaty during Toad's Factory. It's the perfect definition of a sweatshop. Lunch break! The Toad Factory CEO only allows 5-minute breaks. I better scarf this down. Eaten like a pro racer, just in time for Bowser's Castle. As cool as it is to stroll up to Uncle Bowser's crib in style, you must have known the babies and Junior were coming because all the dangerous stuff is missing. After Boom Boom, all there is cool scenery. Talk about low self-esteem. Bowser must have taken out an adjustable rate mortgage for the lot alone, notwithstanding construction. All right, let us in, old man. You're the one always asking for visitors. Now this is more like it. Intense corridors, obligatory sharp turns, a ramp that will take us to
The Nether.
hot lava, a humongous Bowser statue, meteor showers, and the lightning cup to conquer. Best trophy thus far. It also comes with a Bowser Jr. Meanwhile, at a tree. Why is it always at a tree? The 7 gold trophies appear together to combine their powers into the Special Cup. With its, trophy abilities, it whizzes past Moo Moo Meadows. Gee, the developers are really pushing the cow character. Any moo, it rockets to the skies. Behold, the Special Cup. That's cool and all, but we got Lightning Cup's time trials. Don't fret, they'll go by quickly. We'll give this goofy-looking kid a chance. And his brand new car that he almost drives right into a fence with. Nothing spectacular to see at Moo Moo Meadows. Simply take this ramp on the left before the windmill, and success. Choco Mountain's strategy is very akin to Moo Moo Meadows. Take this shortcut right at the beginning, keep your turns tight, and sublime! 2 down already. Spoiler alert, Toad's Factory will also be brief. Looking back on this footage, I should have grinded across the steel beams, but opted for this shortcut instead, which I needed to time better. Yet somehow I beat Joanna with crappy stunts like this. The next go around wasn't blissful either, with the bulldozer skyrocketing me into the air. I should have optimized it better. Heck, I shouldn't have won. See for yourself how neck and neck it gets. Undeserved, I know. That's what Papa's for, to whip me into shape on his own turf. Father knows where all the shortcuts are. He goes poof.
Where'd he go?
Ah, nice. Let me try. I know, I'll just follow him and be completely confused how he does it. Forget that, he's got to have more up his sleeve. Ah. Now that's one I can copy. Surely I can take down my old man with my new roof access that leads to a set of grinding rails. I think this just made things worse. All right, bet. I'll win fair and square without any of your tricks. I'm doing it. I got this in the bag. What a sore loser! Bowser cheated! I came into contact with nothing! Let's do this one last time, like men. While he performs a wide turn, I cut it as close to the corners as I can. Once we pass the King Koopa's self-conceited statue, I jam the joystick left into the lava and execute a mushroom. However, it doesn't appear to be enough. The super secret cheat code is OP! My preferred shortcut doesn't close the gap either, but the bane to Carlos's existence, the ghost, are his wide turns. The employee leapfrogs over me again, except this time the gap is closed. I repeat, the gap is closed. Goodbye, Lightning Cup. Hello, Special Cup. Also, how have I not played as DK yet? By the way, where is Diddy? And why is DK dabbing?
Now shut up and drive.
Acorn Heights. It looks like a lantern festival, except it's acorns. And I'm frankly overwhelmed with options of where to land that I just veer off and crash. I blame the Newark air traffic control. Red shell, oh yeah! Damn. Oh boy, somebody let Kamek roll the chain chomps. Giant rolling objects appear to be a theme for this course. No worries, I'll switch lanes next round and still almost get crushed by a giant acorn. The only fact that matters is I didn't and I lived. What was that side-eye DK gave Luigi?
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
From the Acorn Heights to the Acorn Depths, I grab a bite from the Rainforest Cafe. I wonder if Eddie Burback visited this one. The honeycomb pancakes are scrumptious and equips DK with his Mario Strikers Battle League armor. This must be old New York back in the day. I've always wanted to visit the Big Apple. Green shell, oh yeah! Yeah, welcome to Mario Circuit. Not to be confused with the Mario Bros Circuit. This one is a lot more old school. Ah, criminy! I keep pressing L to hold my shell, but this game automatically drags it behind you, so I end up throwing it. A new mechanic I'm still getting used to. Hey, I'm talking here, Kamek! What's a cow gotta do around here to get some respect? Feather jump, oh yeah! Damn. Just only a minor setback. Para Bitty Bud, I mean DK is on a roll. Dang you, Kamek.
Yeah, well, your car reeks, D, so...
Feeling back to my old self, I brute force my way out of the circuit. Now, for those of you who don't know your geography, let me pull up the map. We are going from Mario Circuit to Peach Stadium, from here to here, hence why we're flying over Moo Moo Meadows. Well, some of it. There is still a ton of land to traverse, and I'm just filibustering to show you how far we are going. 3 full laps just to get to the highway next to Peach Stadium. I was kind of down on this track the first time I raced on it, then had more positive remarks on the time trial version. I'm happy to report this Grand Prix presents the latter, albeit only 1 lap. And I've covered it in the past. Yeah. The finale, though, is the gem we've all been waiting for. You can't see it yet, but it's off in the distance where the Special Cup trophy launched into the sky. The Mario Kart logo is replaced by a shape of a star, then a beam of light is shown down. I rev up my engine as fast as it can go, right atop the buoys, and before I know it, the path to Rainbow Road is in front of me. Go into the light, Donkey Kong. Don't be afraid. Talk about an entrance, and we're only starting the 2nd lap. What a step up compared to other connecting branches. At this point though, I don't know what parts to cut on Rainbow Road. It's all so vast and majestic. I just want to show it all. There's not much to narrate either because I'm gonna keep it straight with you all. I end up victorious. I drift elegantly along the colorful tiles and even thwart a blue shell with an air horn. So I want to take this time to say thank you. Recently my channel reached a total of 500,000 subscribers and is still growing. It's surreal, and for some reason you all keep watching my goofy playthroughs. It's also shocking to me how wide the age range is of my audience, from kids to adults. Random story. One time I was at a roller skating rink where a mom was telling me how much her daughter loved my channel. Trying to make small talk, I asked her how old her kid was, to which the mother replied, 31. I was flabbergasted and it literally knocked my socks off. Wasn't expecting that answer at all. But no matter your age, I appreciate you watching. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Whether you started watching during my Pokemon Nuzlocks, or if this is the first video of mine you've seen, I appreciate you, and I can't wait to bring you more content in this new era of the Nintendo Switch 2. Do my eyes deceive me? Robo DK is riding the hype train? The whole gang is with him too, including the dinosaur that tried to bite my head off, and I think I saw an elephant on the back. Riding into the star set, I fly into the coolest finish line of them all, taking first place. 3 stars is the cherry on top, but I immediately get back into the swing of things with Baby Peach taking on the time trials.
Release the baby!
Good news! This is the last time trial that takes me more than 1 attempt to beat. And I don't even spend much time here. Actually, less than 7 minutes total. It's just figuring out my route. I'll be cruising along when out of the corner of my eye I see an opening. A shortcut, perhaps. Which, of course, Alice from Nintendo has the same idea during the 3rd lap. I probably should grind across the vine she goes on shortly after, but as you all know, I'm stubborn and lose because of it. What I do change up every loop is an alternate rail at the beginning of every lap to nab more coins. Another way I tried doing, keyword try, is glide to different landing spots. I emphasize try because I end up sort of messing it up and play it safe defaulting toward the center to ensure I can take the shortcut. Here I go again, and I'm back at the center of it all. All that leaves is the middle lane. I blast through the shortcut, turn as tight as I can on the final turn, and conquer Acorn Heights at the end of the road. As I mentioned earlier, the rest only take 1 attempt each. I almost lost at Mario Circuit, but then realized I had 2 mushrooms left. It's odd how this happened a few times throughout my playthrough. Peach Stadium has already been completed, so on to Rainbow Road it is. It's poetic. The closing round is versus my bigger self. Contrary to the stressful time trials, this felt like a relaxing victory lap. The shortcuts were obvious to pick out, and there was plenty of time to prepare for them without restarting. Hallelujah, we're done here. However, there is one more mode before I tackle free roam. Knockout Tour, which has its own 8-cup-like sets called rallies that contain 6 courses each. If we're touring the Golden Rally, it's gotta be on the rally bike.
Release the baby!
I let you down, Baby Mario. Or maybe I did that on purpose so we could order to go. Pro Racer Baby Mario about to pull off some pro gamer moves. Since I'm in 20th place, I can obtain the Superstar. I'm going to bag it and save it for later. Although I do need to tread carefully because at each checkpoint, the bottom 4 players are eliminated. But imagine the power I'll have once I pass all these noobs and have the star in first place. Ah! Are you freaking kidding me? It's gone! By now, we've all seen the tracks in the game, so I'll stick to the highlights for Knockout Tour. Currently, I'm at 3rd place while the leader of the pack is too far ahead to see. Thankfully, the segments are quite long and I catch up toward the end of the 2nd portion. Also, Koopas don't think for themselves. This guy tossed away his green shell for no reason, allowing me to red shell him. Honestly, Knockout Tour may be our easiest challenge this video. Leading the herd during long stretches is pretty chill and gives me lots of time to recover from my mistakes. I could see heavyweights thriving in this environment. Anywho, that's 1 down, 7 to go. Excuse me? Only 2 stars? Do I have to be in first at every checkpoint? Jeez, the whole way? That is a wild requirement. Whatever. What choice do I have? There's my 3 stars. On to Ice Rally. Baby Luigi, do you trust me? I can show you the world.
Release the baby!
What is with me lately? I mean, I totally meant to do that. I wanted to use the star unlike the last time I had one. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Pro Racer Baby Luigi. Yup, not holding on to items is paying off and I'm off to a great start in first place. Opposite to the Star Cup, I ski down the ski slopes near Starview Peak. Then instead of driving up the switchbacks that I can't remember when I last encountered, we skip on down them going perpendicular to the roads with the help of ramps. To nobody's surprise, I swept the competition. 3 stars too. For the Moon Rally and future tours, I'm gonna keep choosing characters I haven't played as. So Toadette is up.
Release the baby!
Talk about low-budget flights. No food or movies? I'm out of here. I gotta give it to you, Bowser. This is the best opening yet. Aw yeah, the Mega Mushroom. Growing up, my family somehow did not have Mario Kart Wii, so this feels like a new item for me. Come on, Toadette. Pro Racer? So unoriginal. Oh no, Toad's misogyny is still with me in spirit. Let's pull it together and win this girl. Can we pull it off? Too close for comfort, but you redeemed yourself. Time to test my heavyweight theory on the Spiny Rally Knockout Tour. Fitting beginning 2 outside of Boo's cinema. I'll never get over the fact, though, they consider King Boo heavy when he's not even sitting in his cart. This man is floating. I digress. Uh-oh, Red Show, spam whatever you got. Oh, sweet. Another use for the feather. This calls for ice cream. Oh, Aristocrat King Boo, at your service. I am the biggest foodie. Let's try another meal at the next Yoshi's. Do you mind? I'm trying to eat a shish kebab. Arr, Pirate Boo, looking for treasure. Seriously, how did it take Nintendo until 2025 to add skins in their games? They've got to be one of the last ones in the business to do it. Back to the race. I made the fatal mistake of thinking the sand was drivable terrain, but that slowdown cost me the W. This was my fault. However, I'm beginning to think heavyweights aren't ideal in Knockout Tour. Not because of anything profound, but because the first couple segments are more chaotic than the rest. Therefore, you're more likely to get spun out early on, and the lack of acceleration makes it hard to recover. At least offline, where I'm trying to get first every checkpoint for 3 stars. I'm sure in the late game they rock, but I'm sick of losing early on. I stick with the king though, because why not? I like the challenge. It took a few more attempts than I had planned, and I really thought I was gonna breeze through the Knockout Tour rallies. It is what it is. There's still more hefties on the roster, although I'm not sure how long I'll last in his car. Pirate Wario, let's do this. Ah! Oof! Ow, my head! Ugh, another boomerang? I'm a failure. No, I can do this. I just need to get good. There we go. Wario's feeling like his old biker self. Whether it be on the road or in the skies, the wind is the best. Oh, come on, Cheap Chomp. I thought you went vegan. And Robo DK, what are you doing at the beach? Ugh, I've got bigger problems. Restart again. Now I'm mad. Mad Max Wario, the Road Ruffian. More like a Lucky Ruffian. Seriously, I don't think I did anything different, but we take those. Ladies, find yourself a man who commits tax fraud like Yoshi if you want to rock like that. You know what else is fraudulent? Acorn Rally. How can you call this Acorn Rally when there is no Acorn Heights? Mwah, I love my ring. Aw, Kamek, why you gotta take away my precious? This does remind me of something I may have forgotten to mention before. When Kamek transforms you into one of the rando Mario characters, that's how they become playable. It's such a peculiar way of unlocking the roster. Anywho, I lost a few and beat one eventually. Is it time to go back to lightweights? It sure is. Lakitu is the perfect candidate for Cloud Rally in his Cloud 9 car. And we're off with a rocket start taking off from the airship fortress. I'm admittedly having a weak opening, but this star will make up for it.
You sure about that?
Attempt number 2 is a much improved kickoff. Plus, Lakitu's got a new look. Whoa, hey! Why is there a war zone going on at the bridge? Who thought it'd be a good idea to arm trucks with bullet-built cannons? Fortunately, the wildlife are unharmed by the current events, and I count my blessings that I can knock out Knockout Tours much quicker after King Boo and Wario left. One remains, that being the Heart Rally. Though Koopas may be low-class soldiers, they also know the airship fortress inside and out. The transition from the aircraft to Bowser's fortified tower castles is for sure one of my favorite connecting paths in the game. And it doesn't stop there. The plane mode amps up the invasion, swarming into the base. I also make progress during this rally, uncovering not 1, but 2 different Koopa costumes. The tour ends at Peach Stadium, and the more I look at it, the more it's sort of looking like Mario Stadium. Nevertheless, what matters is the lowly Koopa won on his first try with all 3 stars. Just free roam to go. I shouldn't say just free roam like that, as if it only took a few hours then it was donezo. No, this wrecked me. Oh, Nintendo, why? Why couldn't you mark the collectibles on the map? Why are there so many missions when most of them are a piece of cake? At this point of writing the script, I have found 373 P-switches, all 150 panels, and 124 Peach Medallions. I'm putting this part of the video together now to take a break. Future Andrew will take care of the rest, and I'm only going to show the notable ones. No one wants to see hundreds and hundreds of collectibles like these easy panels. Here we go. Blue, 394, set, hike! The first one that took some time was jumping off this bridge rail for a blue coin. With time, these kinds of challenges got easier as my side hopping and wall jumping improved. Nabbit, what are you doing out in the wild? Do I really have to catch you too in every single setting? Well, I did, so I hope that counts for something. By the way, I also tried every city's food with every character to unlock all their skins. Dune Rider Mario? Oh look, a truck waiting to be stolen. Insert lame, overused, we got Mario Grand Theft Auto before GTA 6 joke here. The first hard to reach medallion I encountered was high up in a tunnel. Stop the train! I need it! I never feared missing my ride. Gold medal obtained. Quite a few missions feature making contact with the classic flagpole at the end. Thank goodness cheating with the rewind feature is legal during these. Another ride to steal.
Helicopter, helicopter!
On the surface, these big vehicles look cool to pilot, but the novelty wears off fast. You never know what you're gonna get. Like this piece which initiated an actual race. Then this Peach Medallion made me want to rip my hair out trying to land precisely on where it was chilling.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Once again, thank you, Rewind. Oh, looky here. A sneak peek at the upcoming Donkey Kong Bonanza game. I'm literally doing nothing. And I thought some missions earlier required to know skill. One that surprisingly took some was this plain-looking one, where at first glance, you simply have to cruise to the end past the sea creatures. Thing is, you have to be on your toes, constantly jumping off every wave that you come in contact with. Otherwise, you'll lose right before the finish, just like I did here. The ocean keeps throwing out some bangers. Here, I have to carefully board one flight to the next, then sit tightly without a seatbelt until my destination is reached. You know what's sometimes more difficult than the challenges themselves? Freaking activating the P-switches. Gosh, some are annoying. And right when I say that, prove yourself in a special test of skill number 6 appears. There are a number of missions with this same title, save the number at the end. These are clearly the pinnacle of free roam, and in a way, the real tutorials of this game. I really learned the physics by attempting these more than anything else I've done so far. What the? How did I pass? Clearing that made other tasks feel like a breeze that would have taken me multiple tries if I did them before. Of course, there are still ones that got me scratching my head. Aha! A truck with a launching plane pad! I've got a feeling I'll be needing more of those in the future. Break through the Hammer Bros blockade. How about no? Jeez, they really let me cheese this one, huh? In fact, a lot of Shy Guy Bazaar's trials are cheesable. At first, this tricky course was, well, tricky with timing. But when I messed up, no worries. Rewind time! Oops again! Rewind time! All right, I'm back on track. No more, oh, oopsies again. Rewind time. It's unbelievable how much time they gave me to rewind yet still beat the challenge. If you look closely here, a maze is within the blocks. That's not my style. Brute force my way through, baby. No, say it ain't so. I have to chase charging chucks in addition to Nabbit? The football players poop out item boxes containing green shells that you have to nail him with. And yes, I tracked them all down too. After those goose chases, I got my boating license. And immediately got bored of piloting an oversized vehicle once again. I'm all about the grind life like I've been investing in the stock market since I was born. Woohoo! 8 blue coins wins me another sticker. By the way, that's what I'm getting for winning these things. Mario, throttle! Weave your way through the wamps. Oh, so they're not womps. What is Womp Womp is the beginning of this mission. Man, the start is hard to wrap my head around, but once I got it down once, it was a no-brainer from there. Dry Bones Burnout, Bowser's Castle, and Airship Fortress are off to a good start. Hey Andrew, the key to beating these things is not getting hit. Pretty simple, bub. And you really think you're sneaky, huh, Panel? If I ever have trouble reaching one, I go get a feather from an item box. Although it's not as satisfying as doing it by myself. I mean, look at this slick wall riding. It comes naturally now. But the feathers do sure come in handy. Snack break. Oh, Waluigi. I wish I could be as fly as you. Oh, wow, question panel. You're hiding for real now? Well, can you trick jump off a steel beam and correctly time a feather jump? Or better yet, prove yourself in a special test of skill? Watch and learn. It's funny to me how I can beat those in a few attempts, but these water trials I can barely clear with 1/10 of a second left. Then there's these hard-to-reach panels that would have made me break my Switch 2 if Rewind didn't exist. I bet I got a lot of those the wrong way, too. Wario, we just ate! What are you doing? Oh, he's a wasp, not a butterfly. I'm a beautiful wasp. Enough goofing around. This next Peach Medallion is far. So far, I needed to prepare ahead of time with a few mushrooms if I was going to make the long-distance flight. I ended up landing at Mario Circuit, where I shredded my way up anywhere I needed to be. Or I could just ask the aliens to borrow their UFO to go anywhere I want. Yes, cows. This farmer must have been a skater when they were young. Why else would they have built the place like this? Turns out that farmer was indeed Luigi. Now he's an old crickety man that calls the cops on spikes just out for a joyride. Back to the farm to harvest hay, pluck the weeds that are disturbing the turnip garden that Peach needs for her down B in Super Smash Bros., and to train his pet Yoshi to pass the special test of skill number 1. I know the 1 stands for first special test of the bunch, but it should stand for being ranked number 1. This, in my opinion, was the hardest mission. It's difficult to explain, but trying to figure out the right timing of when to keep the joystick pressed to left, then snap it right while jumping, then return it to the left to stick to the wall was unbelievable unbelievably tricky. It was excellent training for what lay ahead. I definitely deserved a sky-high sundae afterwards. A vampire? Very different from a vampire, I'm sure. Meanwhile, below the track, I'm convinced this is Candyland. Not wanting to get stuck in the gooey gumdrops, I test out a P-switch called Unfinished Shortcut. I say it's good enough. What I think is unfinished is Rosalina's Starview Peak. The amount of traversing I have to do to obtain a few collectibles is absurd. We need more roads, launch pads, or heck, I'll even take a ladder. It's better than risking my life or being sucked up by a warp pipe that uncomfortably takes me to the ceiling like an elevator that I then have to cliff jump off to find another P-switch. You see, King Boo can hide stuff in ridiculous places because he's a bad guy. Rosalina, you're a good guy. However, King Boo, you should take it easy with your placements too. Your work conditions compelled a disgruntled employee to let a dinosaur into your theater. I'll check your pipes for you since you haven't had a janitor in months. Ooh, a medallion. All right, it's been fun, but I don't want to be here when Luigi decides to take over the place. Plus, I gotta snag a medal that I need to fly for. Unfortunately, the dinosaurs from the theater followed my scent, and now I'm in a reenactment of Jurassic Park 2 Lost World where they're roaming San Diego. Thankfully, King Boo loved what I did with this plumbing and referred me to Choco Mountain to inspect their pipes. Not only do I upsell everything to make a quick buck, but I also steal their gold medallion hidden at the top. The military then recruits me as an officer. But once again, I'm only in it for the money. The enemy airships also had some loot. After some trial and error, I found the right cannons to take off from and eventually soared to the opposing vessels and claimed my prize. Parachuting down to the snow biome, then dropping back down near Boo Cinema, I come across another treasure, and then another back at the snow biome. It's been a lot of backtracking. My next mission is a suicide mission. Therefore, I sent Lakitu since he's expendable. There's plenty of Lakitus out there. There's only one Mario though, and I need him to pass the special test of skill number 3. Honestly, this one wasn't bad. Sure, I failed a few times, but I never felt like I couldn't do it. It's nothing I haven't seen before, and all I needed was practice. When I get good at something, I tend to enjoy it more. If only Nintendo had the philosophy of quality over quantity with the P-switches. I know. That's too much to ask for from a game that costs $80. I'm clearly the problem. I mean, check out the whale watching. That alone is worth the price. There is something about the animals that is so delightful when interacting with them. Hey, what'd I tell you? I knew I'd use a truck to get a Peach Medallion again. Woo! We're almost to the end of my first few days of collecting, and I'm finally at Dino Park, scaling my way to the top for panels and jumping off every ramp I can for golden doubloons. Just like how these dinos are grateful for the rewind feature, you can bet I used it a lot here too. The reptiles are also the hosts of the special test of skill number 4. This was not special at all. Dare I say, easy. Certainly a few regular missions were much more difficult than this one. It was more of a pain to uncover hidden panels that were well hidden up in the Great Question Block ruins. Checking under the clouds was not my first instinct. Actually, the hardest part about this area was navigating amongst the clouds. The ground is not all connected like the other tracks, so searching for the missions was tricky. Nothing else much to say about the skies, for now at least. I'm sure future Andrew will find the rest. Peach Beach is next, and I'm seeing stuff I never saw while racing on its roads. Its panel locations undoubtedly had a couple notable placements. In retrospect, I realized there was a rail that could have gotten me to this medal, but oh well, I used the feather. Surfing around like a trainer riding their Lapras, I got to see behind the scenes of Peach Beach. Then soaring through the skies reminiscent of flying with Latios, I visit Wario Shipyard. Different atmosphere for sure. This place was not my favorite to explore. A lot of the islands look the same, the water obviously looks the same everywhere, and it's embarrassing how long it took me to find switches. Salty Speedway was more pleasant with a cool secret waterfall, and I got to parkour on the rooftops. There's nothing special about this mission. I just don't think I've ever showed off the hammer item. So there you go. Same goes for Bouncy Flowers. Cheap Falls has the last food items I haven't tried yet, which results in all the costumes being unlocked. I celebrated by enjoying the scenery, going where the public isn't allowed, and continued the grind. Next door, DK has a special test of skill mission, but getting to it was harder than the challenge itself. This was test number 5, and it marked the end of the special P switches. It was pretty much advanced snowboarding, and I've seen Shaun White at the Olympics, so I just copied him and got it done fast. 373 missions, 150 panels, 123 medallions. I need a break. Also, rumor has it if I beat the special cup again, a certain mode will be unlocked. I picked Conductor Toadette because she's adorable, win the Grand Prix, then witness a star fall into the peach-stained glass.
Huh? Mamma mia! Oh. Huh?
Luigi's L is backwards, which means mirror mode is here. Oh, nice, a medal. Wait, I've got to go through every cup again? Oh boy, this is a longer break than I had planned. But don't worry, I only have one highlight to show.
Now watch this drive.
Aside from all the courses being mirrored, there is nothing new to show. And frankly, it's boring to watch since I'm way ahead 95% of the time. I only didn't get first a couple times, and that was obviously because of blue shells. And they strangely tended to happen at the same spots. Nonetheless, I kept redoing them until I attained 3 stars on them all. Same goes for Knockout Tour. The only rally I consistently struggled with was Spiny Rally, because gosh dang Boo Cinema's road to Starview Peak was so darn short that even when I had a good run, I'd fail to end the beginning segment in first because they like to start you in last place at the beginning of the race. Come on, just hit. Yes! Finally! Oh yeah, and this happened too. What'd you expect? Grand Prix took about 2 hours. Knockout Tours took about 2.5. Not bad in my book. Oh, one more thing before getting back to free roam. I'm missing 2 characters, Peepa and Fishbone. The process of getting Kamek to summon these 2 was unbearably tedious. I looked up where the characters resided and used multiplayer to manipulate the system. I did this over and over again and got nothing. I actually unlocked a couple NPCs when I was playing Knockout Tour in handheld during my downtime, but couldn't replicate it with my missing characters. After over an hour, yes, over an hour, I got my first Kamek Orb and ghost-busted Peepa. The nonsense continued with Fishbone. Apparently, they're only available between Drybone's Burnout and Toad Factory. Again, another freaking hour passed until I got a Kamek Orb, then this happens. I turned into a Pianta, not a Fishbone? Ah! Thankfully, I only needed to try again for about 15 minutes until I got Fishbone. Talk about an idiosyncratic way to unlock characters. It actually made me look forward to getting back to free roam. That's saying something. At least free roam teaches me new skills. I had no idea you could trick off of pillars. Well, the lessons ended there and it was back to looking where I hadn't before, specifically the top of plateaus. I kept circling around the dunes until I found a way up them. Then it was to the sea, mainly to check under bridges. Then it was to the lava, mainly to stay as far away from it by grinding and rewinding across the ropes in hopes of more medals. I think the ones that are essentially pseudo P-switch missions are the most interesting. I don't know if I'll ever get sick of wall jumping. I do get tired of the same old placements like these next 2 on goalposts. I tried so many attempts to land it right, but I eventually resorted to rewinding. The second was a lot more forgiving, being near perfectly lined up with the top of the building. Returning to Wario Shipyard, I ensue in shenanigans, dropping down from roofs, hitching rides on dragon eels, then realize after leaving I'm probably going to finish the P-switches before the medals. I only got 2 left after this one. I only highlighted this challenge because I wanted to shout out the Super Koopas. The penultimate mission lays on top of a snowy cliff. I tried searching the internet for answers on how to reach it, but Mario Kart World was still within its first week of release, and I couldn't find anything. Just a penguin colt and nabbit. Maybe the airplane launcher from Starview Peak could get me there. I think I can make it. It's too far. When in a pickle, the trucks are the best to lean on when it comes to mobile plane launching pads. Thank you, truck drivers. Your work does not go unnoticed. And I'm also still grateful for the internet. The 394th P-switch and most of the remaining medallions I found because of the community. How come the ones I can never find are out right in the open? Anyhow, let's see what I get for completing them all.
I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Yup, absolutely nothing. Hopefully something will happen after the Peach Medallions. 66 to go, and a lot of them are genuinely noteworthy, at least to me. I might sound repetitive for the rest of the medallions. A lot of them were solved in similar fashions, but they were the last ones I got for a reason. At this point, I'm getting the feeling I need to double check every building. Oh, would you look at that? Yup, I sure need to. Please forgive me now, everyone. Bowser's Castle's missing gold was right in the center of a lava pit, and it wouldn't let me snag it if I touched the magma first. Had to land right on top of it. Another thing that can be irritating about my coverage is I'm all over the place. There's so much footage to weave through, and I don't have time to organize it. Have faith in me, like this leap of faith I just took. I swear, these things are mocking me sometimes. The hardest part about a lot of these medallions is the beginning stretch to reach them. Once you get yourself on the starting path, the rest can be finished easily with the help of rewind. Surprise, it's on a structure. And so is this one. I'm not done talking about them either. Oops, rewind time. What? It vanished. Where'd it go? Come on, man. I to restart the game to get it to spawn again. Can you believe that? It feels like somebody is pulling the strings to mess with me. Okay, I gotta say a code word or something when I stumble upon a medal on a rooftop. I'll say I'm on top of things. Then I'll drop down from things. Then I'm on top of things. It's been a few since I've enjoyed getting the prize itself. Man, I really love the wall jumping mechanic. I hope it's a staple in future iterations. Also, the airplane form seems like a step up from the gliding. I think I feel like I have more control, but I can't tell if that's the recency bias talking. Anyways, I trekked among the cliffs, investigated the train yard, went back to the canyons, tried out a job working for Robo DK but fell off the scaffolding, realized I was still missing some in the desert, so I flew back there again, yelled at this metal for hiding in a brick, checked under a different kind of bridge, grinded PVC pipe at Wario Shipyard, which led to soaring over to the other side for more pirate booty, continued dropping off hills, so many hills, some of which even required vines to escalate them to then fall off of them, to hop aboard another vine to finally climb the correct hill that had the Peach emblem on top. The shipping department was also holding up the deliveries, so I took matters into my own hands and flew across the sea. The audacity of the developers placing a Peach medallion just in the air somewhere is diabolical. Ugh, I'm so tired of retreading the same areas again and again, but I'm almost there. The unsung hero of this journey has been the minimap. What a lifesaver it's been. And shout out to the Game8.com comment section community. Together, we found the last few. If it weren't for them, I would have never known the medals sitting atop cranes don't appear until you're close enough to them. I absolutely hate that you can't see a collectible of all things from afar. I'm baffled by some of the choices put into this game. It's just irritating because Mario Kart World gets so many things right, but then has to be a pain in the butt for no reason at times. Charge jump onto bridge rope to grind across, then jump off to obtain the goods. That I can get behind. However, not being able to see certain objects unless you're in proximity? Why? I don't get it. Why can't I see this medallion when I'm on the ground looking at the sky? Well, at least it's finally over. The 200th Peach medallion is within my sights. Thanks to the truck for the assist, and now I can rest. One last blunder I'll mention is nothing happens when you collect them all. Not even a congratulations. This is why I've been playing as Oasis Wario on the Carpet Flyer. It's a pretend gold trophy reward for myself. And that's how I 100% in Mario Kart World. Remember to like and subscribe for making it through that rough journey with me. Aside from the negatives, the tracks are amazing and I'm going to put hundreds of hours into racing. You all have a good one. Thanks.